NDC for Enfa or Motutu. What when your man singing? Sorry, I made the Omunya Beman singing. Means slow Mubia. And I'm not going to allow that. Omudi Huna any other parliament.
It is a wood so be the identity of a person now, Jan, and you know.
Oh, not what you will say, the worship video here. I mean, because I was
honorable Ahenkorah. Honorable Carlos.
Over the you are the one.
Me Yanoma, me Pacho. Me say,
shall video need.
I may share, I don't know.
Good, we try to make a entrance.
And I'm saying American out here.
I know America, Master,
Initial American out here now. Okay.
Thank you. Master, the American image. Almost sitting to black wood. On the home, they protect these things in Parliament. You tell Ghbase, not that much for the woman. And you go to get done. And Sana and this woman, Mr. White, I don't America buy. Don't America buy, and a friend, the Marshal of the NPP. And almost I call out there and perform memory because they came now, you know, a fool. And the people want the police to for the friend say outside and the owner, you know, I knew for the rest of the time. The point is say the papers I took was for a reason because they had taken ballot box and papers inside them. 3 on 3 occasions.
Almost 5 chamber, almost 5 honorable de Quabonting.
Whatever they took it to is up to them. I don't want to know. But maybe the end say, with your what you are when you could do at some ballot box, and the papers home, and your free baby, your twabano, and your baby, I also have a right to do something to protect. What they were doing is they were the party. Only the Muntaka, Johnny Lapone, a friend is saying, some George, I know we have worked on the team. Or yeah for NDC party. I did that for NPP party. And I don't think that anybody should blame me for doing that because say say it's rich now so at the can and ding and make sure say at least the sacrifice benefit to one and get a run.
Okay. At
that time, we had an inauguration of a president ahead of us, and this guy held us by the neck. And then they sure that I like record run. I don't think we have seen the last of it. The leadership will find a way to go around this matter and make sure say a year to year. Because we cannot 138 and vote and get 136.
Honorable Ahenkorah, the Ayaka in Ano or Mana Chichere and one some Ayaka.
This is 137. This army actually, I mean, it's not a castle, main support. No, because can't this in one this majority. Yeah. The president, oh yes, I'm mistaken. No. He knows my position. He won't make that mistake. No, man, I say last time, no, NPP for a Trabatiano, no, a brutain. And if I should come out openly, I have a lot of respect in Parliament. Let me tell you. Now, not only MP for Tamale Central. They told you. On both sides. Sure. 2 minutes.
So 4 votes now Kwama MPP no. 2. Yes, okay, 1 say and 2
why they say they one time printer
the one time printer and they will be who say obvious as Siama or J very good. And other 2 no. Ebinum chese bako allegedly bako eye Adwasafo. Ena bako so Katie Hammond. Kwamata hero. And you know, apart from a Siama or no J one to say I refuse say a day. Any MPD come Johnson do edin come say they all saw it. Say I refuse say a day or go 2 one print. And Adwasafo any Tahiru. Earlier, na name in sending them from him say Tahiru any Adwasafo who London. Tahiru to Kwan also. But Bisa Johnson Kwedu no meeting now mkoye before some beko parliament no and ajono na Tahiru ni hobi omko parliament no mko to say what parliament what chair omo you see. And so when you read minister Adwasafo o speaker of parliament ene ne ba Mike Okweya or contest no Adwasafo raise concern be say papa na ne ba na share scheme person mu etu na sia konya. and better than my so Baba speak of parliament, that's my family. No, it won't happen. So, and the man can see no nana. Who is that?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah, I mean, you say any way will be a doubt. The AWUKU, you know, here. You didn't say near Marcos, but as to the specifics, as to the specifics, you know, Mama and to a Boasika.
Oh, yes, we're just
speculating.
Conjecturing.
Yeah, conjecturing. Yeah, we are conjecturing. But it doesn't mean say conjecturing be the air cannon.
Okay. It is possible.
In terms of probabilities, I was so powerful.
That's it.
I was so powerful.
That's we all reading the man between the lines.
Any nipa body language near the idea cost for honor. One share that one yes.
Tairu, KTM on. Ne omo primacy.
Yeah.
Where the course which I won't mean no.
And Tokwaka.
The course yeah, now was all scheme against him so betuna there. Yeah, Canada Japan room say won't be so whisker. Omra sense out on omo fancy any no had this.
So
omo fancy any and lo and behold he won. Okay, so near your debia.
Oh, your
so on the papa is speaking in a bay. Woman can be a person with tunani was okay train. So and I see also meant to ground like I said, or Gianna Cow or the two
1 centimeter
because I have speaking.
Sanka, a sea Marco to your pan and Cabana because I quite between
so
eventually a second deputy speaker.
Now, Nana, Muma try to be a bit positive. Say out of sa near my way now. Say Parliament on your one Juma year. Say one for sa collusion ya umaye and go into the actual work of Parliament. A beboyan will quite be so. Did you beboyan say the claim D can no. I buy the bills be about na MPP for wholesale.
He was still disciplined.
They just go to Parliament.
And we all have to support him and
so that
at the end of the day, we can bring a lot more decency in Parliament. Right. But I think in all, Ghana is one. Ghanaian democracy has won. We've elected a speaker. We've elected a first deputy speaker and second deputy speaker. We're going to swear in our president. And so Ghanaian democracy seems to be resilient.
Honorable,
all the passions.
Stay with me because I would like to touch on that very bit you mentioned about the first and deputy speakers. But let me come now to the Member of Parliament for Tamale Central. Honorable, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Your initial reaction to what has happened in Parliament today?
Well, I think that like my uncle said, he's supposed to be my uncle even though he's not living by his responsibilities. I think what happened today was exceptional. It was exceptional because I have been in this parliament before. I was in the Sieve Parliament. Never in the history of this country, whether the first or the second or the third or the fourth republic, have we had armed military men deployed into the chamber. That was a dangerous spectre. That was completely unacceptable.
Do we know who exactly, made that deployment?
Minister for Defense. I know that for a fact.
You know that for a fact?
And I told him, when he was making I told him that that was not necessary. I told him that it would be a blare on the integrity of this house.
It
doesn't matter the differences. And
somehow in all this, something good.
This parliament is vibrant more than
this session.
That of the 7th parliament.
Now, on the part of Yene Wabontin, so
there. And we have had that incident about 3 times. I don't think that anybody exchanged blows with anybody. It was just unacceptable. And I would urge that there should be proper investigation into the matter, who indeed invited the military men into Parliament, the reasons behind that invitation. I just don't think that is acceptable. 2, our colleague, what he did was just completely unacceptable.
When you say our colleague, whom are you referring to?
Carlos Ahenkorah. It is absolutely not necessary. Look, we are supposed to be the house that makes the laws, and we are supposed to be examples for many people. This thing was carried live. TV3, GTV, Joy TV, all of you are on DSTV. The entire global community, they were watching. And I believe that because of the interest and the enthusiasm that it came with, people actually watch. Do you know what this thing will do to our democracy? We have touted ourselves as a country that should be an example for many countries in Africa. For us to engage in this is just unacceptable. Whatever the cases, I don't think that it is time we start talking about the challenges that we got ourselves into. I still insist that there should be proper investigation to ascertain what happened. I would expect the NPP as a political party to sanction Carlos. To be very honest, if they want to demonstrate to the people of this country that is a party that believes in democratic principles and governance, I think that he ought to be sanctioned.
Would you suggest same for the likes of your party's whip, Alhaji Muntaka? Would you suggest same for him, because it wasn't just him, there were others who were also taking ballot boxes and all of that? What would you suggest for him?
As a matter of fact, the Honorable Muntaka's position was very clear. The standing orders are very clear. The standing order says that in choosing the speaker in a process of elections, it must be strictly secret ballot. There is nowhere in the standing order that says that you should do it in the open. The leadership of the House, particularly from the majority, Honorable Muntaka and Honorable Haruna Idrisu, had indicated to the leadership of the minority that, look, this is just unacceptable. And if you observed, several attempts to stop that didn't yield any result. And I was wondering why anybody who believes in these principles and believes in the standing orders will engage in the things that he engaged in. Look, when I say that there should be a comprehensive investigation, it doesn't mean that it should be limited to members of the NPP who engage in any other person. There should be investigation.
All of them should be investigated. I'll be coming right back to you on that. And that was a question I was going to pose to you, Honorable Jinapo. The secret ballot, it's in your standing orders. What was the problem with having a secret ballot? I mean, this is the very same process that we follow in our general elections. Why the problem?
Well, I don't think there should have been any problem with regards to the need for a secret ballot. We did have a secret ballot.
Yes, but that was not what the NPP was pushing for.
We did have a secret ballot.
But that was not what you were pushing for. Why? The question is why.
I was not privy. I didn't observe any situation of NPP people insisting that there shouldn't be a secret ballot. I think there was a secret ballot. People went and cast their votes. But people are allowed to handle their ballot paper as they choose to drop it in a ballot box.
Was the NPP ever afraid that, the NDC had infiltrated your ranks, and so you wanted to see how your members were voting?
Well, I think that the vote was at large. It was thrown for every member to cast their vote. I mean, it wasn't an NPP NDC vote. This election wasn't an NPP NDC vote. And as you see, the elections were inconclusive. The elections were not concluded. We could not declare the results. We just had to, in the interest of the country, in the interest of national interest, to come together to build, to engage and agree on a consensual arrangement. What happened?
I want you to clarify this for me, because your members keep saying you had to come to some agreement. I don't feel you'll be coming to such an agreement if the person you had nominated, Professor Michael Quay, had won. Would you be coming to any such consensus?
But that is not all you put into account. That's not all you take into account.